Hey folks, welcome back. Monday, June 10th. Just Drac in the hot seat today. The other guys have all passed out. We've been kind of going through the E3 coverage as much as possible. Had some live streams. You can go check out the archive footage of that if you like on our YouTube and Twitch channels. Might have some on the Mixer as well. But there's been so much going on. And we wanted to get news to be somewhat current. Didn't want to push things out and then have you guys maybe if you watched E3 or see some of the news articles that come out, have it be old news. So waited until after the last press conference, the Devolver Digital conference, to go ahead and push this recording button. And I'm just going to sit here and recap some of the things that was covered for E3 this weekend in case you were out and missed it. So first up, this isn't necessarily something that happened at E3, so to speak, but was one quick little news item I did want to kind of squeeze in here. Got a lot to cover, so I may talk a little bit quickly. But Larian Studios posted their first community update for Baldur's Gate 3, and included in that is a suggestion to sign up for their newsletter. Now, basically, this to me kind of came off as the videos. It's cute. It's worth watching. It kind of came off to me as more like an introduction to the community for maybe those folks who didn't play or weren't all that familiar with Divinity Original Sin 2, and they kind of joke about how they got the quote unquote secret sauce for getting the license for Baldur's Gate 3. So it's, like I said, cute video to watch, but the takeaway from that is to sign up for their newsletter. So if you're interested in getting any kind of updates for Baldur's Gate 3 along the way, you'll be able to get that. And now I'm gonna jump right into all the stuff from the E3 pressers over the last couple of days. On Saturday, EA Play had their event where they were doing a lot of introductions to Jedi Fallen Order, additions to other games that they have coming out. We didn't stick through the whole thing on this. We were there for Jedi Fallen Order, Apex Legends, and Battlefield 5. Then we kind of petered out after that. So the thing to take away from this, Jedi Fallen Order looks pretty good. The lightsaber combat might not be as fast and frenetic as some folks would like. The lightsaber does seem to be a little weaker than I might like. I definitely would really like to see, some limb cutting in there, and maybe they're just holding that back. But there are some really cool features. They're showing something that they call, it was either a slow or a hold, where the developers explained how they came up with the concept for that, where it's basically a combination of a force push and a force pull. So as you're seeing an enemy that's held like that, they almost seem to kind of vibrate or stutter a little bit, and that was pretty cool. There was also, doing the same kind of thing like you saw Kylo do with, holding the laser blasts in the air. And at one moment during the live gameplay, it was neat because he force pulled a stormtrooper to his hand and then brought him over to the laser blast and basically ended up the guy shot himself. So there are some neat features, of course, wall running, some climbing, bipedal droid that was, as G put it, reminiscent of Ratchet and Clank. It definitely looks like it ought to be some fun. I'm looking forward to that, and we only got a few months to wait for that. Next up was Apex Legends. They were introducing a new weapon that comes as part of a care package drop. The weapon will have limited ammunition, so whatever comes in the weapon when you pick it up is all there is. But the neat thing about this new weapon is that we'll also be able to shoot open doors. In addition to that, they revealed a new legend called Watson. Her father and her were in on the creation of the arena itself, and she's now bringing her electrical engineering expertise into the arena with her. So she looks, a bit of kind of like a trap setter and defender. She's got kind of some cool like pylons that she can put up for defenses, electrical fencing type stuff, or laser fencing, and also a neat little backpack thing that when she puts it down will shoot down like the air raid attack. So something to defend against that. Then after that, it was Battlefield 5 with maps, and more maps. So they were showing off several new maps. Battlefield it's not a game I've played myself, but having seen some of it, it's a gorgeous looking game. And these maps are more of the same, new areas to play in. Some of it's like close quarter stuff. Some of it is wide open with like vehicle combat. And towards the end, they even teased something that's much further down the road. They won't be releasing just yet, but they are working on, as it looks like, you'll be going to the Pacific to places like Iwo Jima. So they had a neat little developer ViDoc kind of thing where it was, them going on site and seeing some of the tropical locations, and then, how they were using the video and stuff that they took there to bring that to life in game. So that looks like that ought to be pretty cool. Then they went into FIFA. Following FIFA was Madden. Now at this point, this is where we kind of fell off because it was stuff that we just don't have much of an interest in, and not something we were going to play or cover. So not really too much into the FIFA or the Madden stuff. And I know they did end the show with Sims 4, but again, not something that any of us on the show play, so we didn't stick around to cover that. So that was Saturday, and then Sunday started off with the Xbox or Microsoft show. Now, I'm going to go a little bit out of order here because I'm still a little surprised at the way that they did that. And also, with these next couple of pressers, the Xbox One, Bethesda, and Devolver Digital, there's far too much to cover in a quick news block like this. So I'm kind of just going to try and hit highlights as quickly as possible rather than try to cover the whole thing, because that's just insane. And you can always catch the archive videos of these online. So BattleToads was something that BAM seemed to be particularly excited about. It definitely reminded me of the old BattleToads game and some of the old like Ninja Turtle games. If that's your thing, that could be some fun. They announced a new Xbox Game Pass for PC, which will be $9.99 a month, and a new Xbox app for Windows. They also announced an Ultimate Pass for $14.99, which will include the Console Pass, Xbox Gold, and the PC Pass. And I think right now, if you go to the Windows Store, I think you can even get started in the beta for just $1 up front. So there's that. Of course, they showed some stuff from Gears 5. Not a lot, but a little from Gears 5, and that is set to come out on the 10th of September. There will also be a multiplayer test that you can try to sign up for that will be taking place in July. Then they showed off a new controller that's got tons of customization options. And I mean like crazy amount of customization for a controller. Things I wouldn't have expected out of a controller. I mean, you can fine tune, just like how much resistance there is and some of the thumbsticks and stuff like that. So definitely if you play on Xbox, if you play on PC and use an Xbox controller, I'm not saying go out and buy this right away, but it might definitely be something you're interested in for the new games coming out. Talked about Elden Ring, which is this was a reveal that they did for something that was rumored, kind of leaked over the weekend, that G.R.R. Martin had been working on with FromSoftware, and didn't really show much of the game. It was more like a CGI trailer. So, if you like FromSoftware games, this could be the next big one for you. Then we got some info on Dying Light 2, which is another one that I'm looking forward to. Can't wait for that to come out. That was followed up with Forza 4 that looks like some kind of Lego DLC, which, Forza is this amazing, realistic racing game. And now adding Lego to it is just, it's kind of hilarious. It's kind of silly, but it's all in good fun. And it looked like you could mix Lego environments with real cars, Lego cars on real environments, and a whole lot of in between. So if you're a Forza player, look forward to that. If you just want to goof off with a racing game, you know what? That Lego DLC looks like that could be pretty cool. Towards the end of the show, they were talking Halo Infinite, and that it will release with the next Xbox console, which will come out holiday of 2020. So we will not see an Xbox console this holiday, and it won't even be until the end of next year. So that kind of good news. Gives me some time when they finally release the Master Chief Collection and for those of you who are looking forward to the Master Chief Collection on PC, to get through those games before the Halo Infinite comes out. And then for the last thing I say for Xbox, because I really think it should have been one of the last things, not one of the first things that they released. We got a new trailer for Cyberpunk, and at least for myself, one of the big shockers was Keanu Reeves is in Cyberpunk. So not only was he in Cyberpunk, but he did also show up on stage to give out some more details. They did a release date for that. In fact, you can even go right now to GOG in the launcher there or into Steam and pre-order the game. And, I don't remember what everybody's guesses was on the show as far as to when it was releasing. I know that I was saying 2020. I think I'm fairly certain Bam thought it was going to be 2019. I don't remember what G said, but basically it will be releasing in 2020, April timeframe. So if you're looking forward to that, you can go pre-order that right now for $60 on both GOG and Steam. It may show up on other platforms as well. Those are the two that I noticed. But super excited for that one. I cannot wait. So moving on to Bethesda, one of the last two of the evening. I was definitely a little bit. I don't want to say surprised, but I thought it was kind of ballsy. Some of the stuff that they did on the stage. They definitely acknowledged a lot of the pitfalls and the mistakes that they've made over this year. At least in passing, somewhat jokingly at times, a big call out to the community as far as, I guess trying to win back some good favor with maybe some folks that are a little disheartened or disgruntled. But as far as the game stuff that they covered, Elder Scrolls Blades will be coming to Switch in the fall and will still be free to play. One of the cool things about that I thought was nice that they did was that cross saves are going to carry over from the mobile platform. So if you have been playing on your phone, if you are going to play or you just want to download it and check it out before the Switch comes out and then don't want to, lose progress, you'll be able to do that. So that was kind of cool. Then they started talking Fallout 76. And one of the nice things that they're doing here is NPCs are coming into the game finally. And it was really on the nose the way that they kind of announced that was, I wish I could remember the exact quote, but it was something to the effect of, I really didn't think anybody was going to come back. And this is one of the NPCs in the game, like talking as you're playing. So that was kind of hilarious. But so anyway, NPCs and story quests coming back, new weapons, additional gear. So if you've been waiting for a chance to check out Fallout 76, starting today, it is free for the next week for folks to check out. So if you don't want to plunk down any cash, you don't have to. You can actually just check it out for a week, see if you enjoy what's there now. Then maybe wait till the DLC with the NPCs comes out if that's more your thing. So anyway, that's an option. Next thing up was something called Ghostwire Tokyo from Tango Games. This looks to be some kind of supernatural action-adventure game. Now, this looked really interesting. The imagery, the art style, I'm really digging that. But I do want to see more gameplay. I want to see what this game is supposed to look like, because I think all we really got out of that was like a CGI trailer. So keep an eye out for that. You can search for it online, Ghostwire Tokyo. I guess stay tuned till more information comes out. Then they had some updates for Elder Scrolls Online, another CGI trailer for Elsewhere. I got to give ZeniMax Online credit for this. Just like WoW did CGI trailers for their game. These guys are great at the CGI trailers, and I honestly wish we could get a movie. Can we please get an Elder Scrolls movie? Because, this stuff just looks amazing. Highlight of that trailer, though, at least for me, has got to be when the kitty's facing off against the dragon, and the dragon snarls, and the kitty just hisses back. That was kind of hilarious. But anyway, moving on. Then they went to Wolfenstein, where we get to see a little info on CyberPilot, which is a VR title that they've been working on, be out in July. Then they talked more about Youngblood, which will include co-op, 2-player co-op. That comes out July 26th. And they're saying that Wolfenstein Youngblood is going to be bigger than any of the previous games in the series. We'll have more weapons and upgrades and increased customization. So, already Wolfenstein is a fun game to play. Hell of a lot of fun if you like shooting games. And, being able to finally play a Wolfenstein game with a buddy and play through like that, that'll be awesome. So then they showed off something called Deathloop from Arcane Studios. These are the folks that made Dishonored. And this is some kind of assassin versus assassin in like a Groundhog Day time loop kind of thing. Like each time one of the assassins is killed, they respawn back and they go at it again. So I didn't see a ton of gameplay information. They did show a little bit about how it should work, but at this point it was really more just a tease, not really hardcore concrete info to really see how the game is going to play. So I'm not sure if this is a 1v1 type thing, or if there's I think they did mention that there's a story to play through. So I don't know if you'll have the possibility of playing through the story twice if it's just a single player title. But I guess we'll have to wait and see till we can get some more information. And that was called Deathloop. Then into Doom Eternal. That comes out on the 22nd of November. There will be a collector's edition with a pretty badass looking Doomslayer helmet. I don't usually go in on the collector's edition for that stuff. Depending on the price, this might be tempting for me. But again, your mileage with that will vary because it will depend on how much of a Doom fan you are or if you even care about, that kind of stuff. You can also join the Slayers Club online, which will provide a link in the description for that. And I think they did say you had to join on Sunday night. I don't know if you'll be able to still join and be able to stream Doom for free. The reason that they're talking about streaming Doom now is because of their Orion cloud gaming service. Now, basically, they were talking about all the excitement around Stadia and the xCloud service, and I guess this is some kind of... they made it sound like a software solution that would work in conjunction with those services, but they said that what this would do, it actually uses, I guess testing it, they said that it uses less bandwidth and streams faster for better performance. So it could cut the cost of streaming, but they even brought someone out who was on a phone, playing Doom on a phone with what looked like an Xbox controller, and it was live streaming to the phone. So that was kind of impressive because the camera that was over her shoulder as she was playing that, showing you the video, it looked good on the phone. Surprisingly good, actually. So that is the highlights from the Bethesda presser, and the last one up for the evening was Devolver Digital. Just going to go through a couple of things here. It was the typical Devolver Digital presser. It's definitely kind of an entertainment and in some ways a circus, but definitely interesting in its own way. And the three games I wanted to just kind of run through real quick before I wrap this up today. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. This one looks like it'd be kind of a fun party game. Looks some kind of like goofy party game. You got these goofy looking guys running around through different types of obstacles, getting knocked off the course, and in almost a battle royale style competition where 100 enter and one leaves, although not a shooter or anything like that by any means, but so something fun to play. The Messenger Picnic Panic, which to me had a real strong like Ninja Gaiden-ish vibe to it. Now I haven't played the title itself. I don't know if there are any previous titles to it or not, but that's definitely what it reminded me of. So if you were a fan of the old Ninja Gaiden games, or just like 2D side-scrolling ninja games, this could be something for you. And then lastly was they showed some stuff from My Friend Pedro. Nothing new, but they just announced the release date. If that wasn't already known, I think it was actually already known, but they just kind of put it out there, and it's on June 20th. So 10 more days, and you can play My Friend Pedro. And I did forget one thing. I wanted to circle back around with the Bethesda stuff and Fallout 76. A little bit of a surprise. I guess I can They're doing a battle royale mode. So now there's this nuclear fire that's encircling the map that you play in. And I'm assuming just like other battle royale modes, it all closes in on till you get one player left. So if you like battle royale games, if you like Fallout, or if you just want to try a new battle royale game, look for that. I think it was later this year, but so that's been the stuff from E3. It was a lot to go through, kind of condensed it as much as possible. Thank you for sticking with me. As always, we have our channels on Facebook and YouTube where you'll be seeing these videos. We do our weekly podcast that you can catch also on these channels, but also Spotify, Apple Play or Google Play, Apple iTunes, all the places you can catch a podcast like that. So thanks again. We greatly appreciate it. Appreciate a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please hit us up. We're always looking forward to it. And with that, this is Draconis, and I'm out.